Welcome to Calvin's Guide Game. I'm Calvin.
I'm Lewis.
And today we are going to be doing our top 10 worker placement games. A while back we did a video on light, medium, and heavy worker placement games. And I like worker placement so much I thought we'd do a top 10. Lewis would give 10, I give 10. You can let us know what you think about them. But hey guys, before we get started with our number 10, I would like for you to hit that subscribe button. We're 83 people away from hitting that 500, and I really want to hit that 500 this year. It's something that's a goal of mine. I really want to do it. Guys, please help me out. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, tell people about the channel if you like it. We'd love to have them as a subscriber. It doesn't cost anything. It's painless. Hit the subscribe button and forget about us if you want. But just hit that subscribe button. Nah, we'd hope for you to watch the videos. And tell a friend and get them to sign up. Before we don't have any comments on this video for this video, and that's fine. But I do want to be able to buy a board game to give away when I hit that 500 to a subscriber, and it will only go out to subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, you're not going to get it. And I appreciate all of you that have already subscribed. But enough of that subscribe nonsense. Let's get on with this top 10 worker placement games. Lois, you want to hit your number 10?
Why not? Now, the way
before we get started, I do want to say, all these games say they're worker placement from BGG. Now, you may not think they are, or you may have a problem with them not being a worker placement, but BGG says they're worker placement. I put them on the list.
Yeah.
Was that what you were going to say?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No. Yes, but I also was going to say, the way I did mine is from ranking them how BGG ranked them from the least to the most popular on that. So mine is going to be a little reverse here.
All right.
I do thank my wife for typing this, makes it legible, but sometimes she forgets to tell me how she
typed it.
Yeah. Okay, my number 10, it is, and I know I mess up this game every time I put it on a list. Takedo.
You got it.
A 2012 game. Fun Forge is the publisher. 2 to 5 players, 45 minutes to play, and it's ranked 787 on BGG. It is a very simple game, straightforward game. You have your player piece, and you're not taking it back or putting it out. You put it on the road, and you go down the road, and you collect supplies. You collect items. Some folks say, "Well, that's not work placement. You're not taking it back, put it out." Well, correct, but you're still gathering supplies.
And you still move the person down the road.
Yes, you still move the person down the road. The mechanic here, what I like of this game, of this work placement game, is if you are ahead and you go last. So sometimes thinking that, I'm going to get all the good stuff before anybody else, it will bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
Eventually. You have to really strategize the whole road of where you take the lead and where you just hang back and get what some folks say the leftovers. It might be not leftover for you. It might be stuff that you really need to complete something on what your goal is. So yes, for me, Takedo, I'm going to get it.
You'll get it.
Is my number 10 because of also, let me just say, the cards. When you flip them over, makes a beautiful little painting on there. So that's my number 10.
Well, I always get that game confused with Takenoko.
Yes.
The little panda one.
Yes.
I don't know why, but when we say Takenoko, it just all goes to the panda. All right. So that's all right pick, Lewis. My number 10. Now, I ranked mine as in how much I enjoy playing them and how much I like getting them to the table. That's how I ranked mine from 10 to 1. My number 10 is The River. It's by Days of Wonder. It's 2 to 4 players. Takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play, and it's a 2018 game. So in the river, you're trying to gather tiles, and you're going down, snaking down this river, and once you complete one little section of the river, you have to lose a worker. He makes a settlement there, and then you come around. But you're trying to collect pieces of mountains, valleys, plains in rows when you're snaking down the river to get points. And so you're trying to get these tiles, drafting these tiles at the beginning, and you're trying to figure out where you're going to put it, how you're going to put it. So the game's a lot of fun. It's quick, it's easy, it's a simple game. I think anybody can play it, and like I said, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. I really enjoy the river.
My number 9 is Above and Below. And yes, some folks say, no, it's not. It's not a work placement. Well, technically, you don't have little meeples. You actually have cards of workers. And you are putting them out to either explore in a cavern or build something or gather resources for you. So, and at the end of the day, you can bring them back.
As long as you have enough beds.
Yeah, as long as you have enough beds for your workers to rest. If not, they stay out. And probably get lost.
In the caverns.
And in the caverns. It's a nice, simple game. Calvin, I know he has put this on several of his lists. It's one of his games that he really enjoys.
It's on my top 100 for sure.
Yes. He had the privilege for him finally showing me the game and playing it with me. And I enjoy it. I very really enjoyed the game because it is so unpredictable, especially exploring the caverns. You never know where you're going to go because there's a book, and depending what card comes up with a number on it.
Well, you roll the dice.
Oh, that's right. You roll the dice, and it depends where it goes in the book. It might be different for every situation that you play. So I like that. I like that difference. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Doesn't determined by the card, but it's the dice.
Yeah.
On that. So Above and Below is my number 9.
You know, Lewis, when you first said Above and Below, I was like, man, this is not a worker placement. But you kind of convinced me with the moving the people around. Your little people on the tiles, moving them to gather or all that, or build or whatever. All right, I'll give that one to you. I was almost like, nah, that's not a worker placement, but you won me over. But I can't wait for Above and Below Haunted. I'm excited for it to come.
Yes.
And I think it'll probably make my top 100 as well. All right, my number 9 is Everdale by Starling Games. 1 to 4 players. Takes about 40 to 80 minutes to play, and it's a 2018 game. In Everdale, you have these beautiful little woodland meeple creatures. You can play as, I think it's turtles and
rabbits.
Squirrels and rabbits or beavers. I don't know, but they're little cute meeples. And you send them out to gather resources. You can buy cards from the meadow to build your tableau. And in doing that, it gives you resources. It gives you other things. So when you change from spring to fall or whatever it is that you're going through, you get to collect certain things. The game's just a lot of fun. There's some in-game scoring that you can do. You can put your meeple up there and get some stuff for in-game scoring. There's goals that you can complete to give you extra scoring at the end of the game. Game's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and it is a great worker placement game. That's why Everdale is my number 9.
My number 8. Yes. Number 8 is Flamecraft, a 2022 game. Cardboard Alchemy, the publisher. 1 to 5 players, 60 minutes to play, and it's ranked 376 on BGG. It is a very simple, straightforward game. You have a little dragon. You go to a shop, gather the minerals from that shop, use those minerals to purchase other cards, to make things happen, to get points at the end of the game. You can also use it to meet goals. The how it's just going around the little marketplace. Very straightforward game. Very cute game. It's a game that I will recommend for kids, because it's very simple rules, very straightforward. But what makes this game on my list is the solo play. At the end of the rule book, there's accomplished goals that you have to make when you play the solo part. But to get those, you have to meet the requirements, but also meet the point requirement. The point requirement doesn't change. It's 75 points. Oh, that's a lot. Actually, it's not. It's pretty easily to get, but the few times I played it, which is about 12, 13 times, I met it only 3 times. And I missed it by 2 or 3 points, the total point score. The components, the simple components with it are fine, but they have a little bit more refined components that you can buy, which makes the dragons much more interactive, I believe. But my number 8 is Flamecraft.
All right. My number 8 is a 2017 game. The game is Charterstone by Stonemaier Games. 1 to 6 players, 45 to 75 minutes to play in Charterstone. This is a legacy style game, to where you're putting stickers on the board. You're opening new boxes and things in the game. Charterstone is a lot of fun. It has a recharge pack, so once you get done with the game, you can buy the recharge pack and play it again. And I guess if you'd had to buy a whole nother set of games, because it's a 2-sided board. So once you buy the recharge pack, you flip the board over and play the game again. I had such a great time with this game, putting out workers, getting resources, building new buildings, putting the stickers on the board, going through a story. And there were some surprises in this game. I can't tell you everything, so if you do buy Charterstone, you'll be surprised by some. But there were some surprising things in there, some new items that came along that you were like, whoa, didn't expect that, didn't see that coming. So Charterstone was a lot of fun. And Stonemaier Games, Jamie Stonemaier, if you could make another game like this, I sure would appreciate it, because me and my wife enjoyed this game thoroughly. We thought it was great. So if you ever, probably a small chance that you'll get to see this video, but if you do, please start working on another kind of Charterstone 2 or Charter Stars. I don't care. And make it a space game with that kind of deal. Whatever it is, I'd probably back it or buy it. So I enjoyed Charterstone so much. That's why it's my number 8.
You have mentioned that several times. Charterstone is a game that I want to get it, but it's that aspect of as soon as you play the couple of, even though with the new
the recharge pack.
The recharge pack, it's just after you play it, it's done basically.
It is, but you play like, I don't know, man. There's like 24 or something sessions in there. There's a lot of sessions in there. But with the other side of the board, you buy that recharge pack, which is not very expensive.
Oh, it's not?
No, okay. The recharge pack is pretty cheap. I think it was like $20-something.
Oh, okay.
So you just recharge and do it all again, and it's really good. I enjoyed it.
My number 7. You're gonna like this one.
I doubt it.
It's and I'm gonna mess up the name.
Oh, you won't either.
Viticulture.
Viticulture.
See, I messed it up.
That's all right.
Viticulture. A 2013 game. Stonemaier Games is the publisher. 2 to 6 players. 90 minutes to play. It's ranked 291 on BGG. This, I've seen a lot of gameplay on this. Quite a bit of it. Have not played personally on this, but it's a game I know I would like. With the many of hours I've seen the gameplay of it. But you basically own a wine vineyard.
You're making wine.
And how you go about your day to put out workers to gather the grapes, to do the process, and how you can you have to buy the barrels to store the wine, and how you have the meeples and how the meeple placement works is unique, which I'm going to get it wrong, probably, is when somebody gets there, that's it. You can't go there.
You have a grande meeple that will allow you to go to a space that somebody else is there. But basically it's you get there first, you get it.
Yes. So you have to really plan for that. Maybe I don't need to go to get the grapes this round. I need to get something else. But then you realize, I should have done that. Let me go there, but somebody already got there. You can't do it. So if you play more than two players can go in the same spot. But when it's only two players, it's only one person per spot, which it makes it interesting for me. It really delicates what is your game plan for each round on that. So that's my number 7.
Lewis, I have the game. I'm going to have to get you to the table to play the game. It's really good. I like it a lot.
Well, I see enough gameplay of it. I know.
It's right there. And right by the river, actually. So, yeah. My number 7 is a 2023 game. And this one is kind of a cheat. It's Everdell Far Shore by Starling Games. 1 to 4 players. Takes about 48 minutes to play. Once again, it's Everdell with your little people going out. The components are super fantastic. You're building another tableau. The one thing that I like in this one is they gave you these little metal anchors to take the place of the little barrel tokens or little door tokens at the bottom of the cards when you're getting somebody that you have to get a specific someone to work in Everdell. In this one, you can choose anybody to go into that building with that anchor. So it doesn't have to be the carrier pigeon with the post office. It could have been a turtle with whatever. So the game is just fantastic. It's exactly like, I don't want to say exactly like Everdell. It's got similarities to Everdell. But Everdell Far Shore is just a great game, and it stands on its own. And if you already have Everdell and you don't have any of the expansions, I would say get Everdell Far Shore. Check it out. Or go check it out first before you buy it. I think they're different enough to be able to play them and enjoy them. So Everdell Far Shore is my number 7.
My number 6 is Endless Winter. I know I'm going to mess this up. Paleo Americans.
Paleo Americans.
Yeah. I practiced these last night.
Dude, you're fine. Hey, I can't say some words myself.
A 2022 game, fantasy. I messed that up. Not fantasy. Fantasia Games publisher. 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes, and it's ranked 290 on PGG. It is basically is the Ice Age. Mm-hmm. You gotta feed your tribe. As you feed your tribe, you have to meet goals. Now, this game gets confused a lot with another game, which is the same aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's called
Paleo something.
Yeah, Paleo something. Same kind of concept, but not the same kind of play on that. This is you're trying to feed your tribe. You got to meet certain goals and defend against creatures coming at you, and you have to work together. It is not that I'm going to win here, because there is a outside aspect of the one with the most points wins leadership of the group. Those who like, always those who have the mindset, I'm going to be the leader, I'm going to do this. It doesn't work like this. It goes back and forth, and you have to work as a team. So those gung-ho, I'm going to be the leader, it's not going to help you. It's going to hurt you, because you have to work as a team to meet the requirements at the end of every day, because you will lose cards if you don't have enough to feed your people. And if you don't, those cards are what you need to accomplish certain items or goals in the game. And it can end very quickly, or you can go through the whole thing and win it. But yes, Endless Winter is a game that is constantly unpredictable for me. I enjoy it. I have played it solo. It is a little bit difficult on solo. It's more better playing with 2 players. I wish I can get it more on the table, to the table. My wife don't really consider this one, but it is a good game though.
Well, my number 6 is a 2019 game called Atlantis Rising by Elf Creek Games. 1 to 7 players, 60 to 120 minutes play. In Atlantis Rising, Elf Creek Game makes some great component games as well. But in Atlantis Rising, the island is kind of like a starfish shape. You're putting people down. The island could possibly sink because you roll those dice in whatever area it is, it could sink. But you're putting them out there for resources so you can do things. And you're trying to build this ancient contraption that will help the island raise back up or save the island. The game is a lot of fun. It's cooperative, so everybody has to work together. But do you want to risk your meeple putting him out there where the island may sink on the very end to get the biggest resources and the most you can get? Because if it sinks, you get nothing.
Right.
So the game's enjoyable. I like it. Turns are quick. It's a lot of fun. And Atlantis Rising is my number 6.
That was almost going to be on my list, but I looked over it. I know I have seen a little bit of gameplay on that. Never played it, but just the lack of gameplay visually, I couldn't put it on my list.
I've played it a few times. I don't own it. It's one of the games I want to get, but I just haven't been able to, once again, to get it in my collection. But I will at some point. I really enjoy it.
My number 5 is a game that you introduced me to.
I'm introducing a lot lately, Louis.
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
And we have played it a couple of times. I want to play it more, though.
Right.
It's called Stone Age.
No, I like Stone Age.
A 2008 game. Hans M. Klock, publisher. I think I said that right.
Actually, it's Z-Man Games.
Oh, Z-Man Games?
There's a bunch of them that they put up there.
Okay. So Z-Man Games. Okay. 2 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes of gameplay, ranked 176 on BGG. You are in the Stone Age. To the point. You have folks. You go put out a meeple, gather resources, come back. Well, I need more people. So you put the people in a little hut.
The Love Hut.
The Love Hut. They're going to come back and bring you another meeple, okay? And you don't have to worry about, it's a little kid. No,
it's a full-grown meeple when it gets back.
And then you go out, gather your resources, bring it back, build what you need to build, get your golds. The cards of how you get points is very interesting. It took me a moment to figure out how they work, but
I don't tell him everything in the rules.
No, he doesn't. So I finally got it by watching him how to do it. I got it, and it started going with me, rolling with me. So it's a very good game, very straight to the point on the rules. Playability is high because you might not see the cards every game on there. And it's just interesting how you can either don't worry about getting more meeples and just use your 2, I think we get at the beginning.
I think you get like 7.
7?
Because you get a bunch, you have to put so many out.
Yes.
Because that's how many dice you get to roll. Remember?
Yes, that's right.
To get resources.
Yes.
And then you got to divide it by whatever the resources were. Yeah.
Yes. So it's a good game. It's one that I will get it earlier, but it's just there's no solo play, so and that's what it is. A lot of the games I do get, I try to get a solo play. Not saying my wife won't play with me. She's just
on her.
She is just very picky on which games to play.
She likes what she likes.
Yes.
I like Stone Age too. I like the leather cup. A lot of people say the leather cup stinks, but mine hadn't got that way yet, so I'm not sure. Maybe whoever they're playing with needs to wash their hands.
Yes.
I don't know. But my leather cup is not funky. All right. That's a good pick, Lewis. I love Stone Age too. My number 5 is a 2022 game called Merchants of the Dark Road Elf Creek Games. 1 to 4 players, 60 to 120 minutes to play. Merchants of the Dark Road. You're moving your caravan around the rondel system there. You can go to the cities or you can visit the little town and you can recruit people. You can go outside to deliver goods. Or deliver people to the town they're needing to go to. That's how you're going to score your points and do the things you need to do. And then, depending on how many lanterns you have or lights, you either have to go down the dark road or you can go down the light road. One of them's supposed to be better than the other. And the good thing is that even if the other people playing aren't at the dark or going down the road with you to a city, they get to come with you, and if they do, they have to experience the dark or light road along with you. So the game is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It's becoming one of my favorites, and it'll probably hit my top 100 this year. So when we do our top 100, which should be coming up here in the next few months, we'll start working on our top 100. I guess we can start working on it now, but we'll start videoing them in a few months. But Merchants Dark Road is definitely at the top of my list, and that's why it's my number 5.
Good choice right there. You showed that game he showed me. I played it. It would have made it on my list, but I just have played it once. Not have seen much gameplay on that. Other than that, so it's one game that you told me had a solo version on there.
It does, I believe so. Yeah.
And so it will be in my collection. And like it's not a work placement. It is, because you use dice. Yes.
Yeah. You use dice to move up your thing, place a die. Yeah.
So it is a work placement. But you just, instead of meeples, you're using dice.
And you're moving your little thingy around the board, your little wagon.
My number 4 is called Yokohama. I knew you did not know this one.
I've seen it, I think. You've seen it? I don't think I've ever played it.
Okay. Yokohama, a 2016 game. Okazu brand is the publisher for the first round. But then, and I did a lot of research on this one. Sinpasi.
No, synopsis.
Games is now, I believe, is the owner on this one.
Okay.
2 to 4 players, 90 minutes to play, 149 on CGG. Now, for those who look these games up after we talk about them, you have 2 versions. The earlier version is nothing wrong with it. It's very well designed, works the same with the newer version. The only difference of the two is the components. There's a component in the early version that when you have this player card of your color, they don't stay secure. When the player cards they have out to go on the city, they don't stay secure. So if they bump a table or you bump your board, your pieces go all over the place. So the new one I'm talking about is the newer one that have little grooves in them. They changed from the cubes to actually little meeples. And they stay secure in the area where you put your meeples in too. So they did a good upgrade on this. It's a game that I've seen a lot review of. I've seen a couple actually playing at in Tyler, I forgot where, but it wasn't a game store. It was a little coffee shop. I forgot where it was. And they were playing it, and I just stood there and was very intrigued in the game. You basically go out. How many meeples you put out there, or a warehouse on this location. There's several locations, depending on the number of players. You get to do what it says on there. If it's 2 meeples, or you have 2 markers of any type, you get to do the second ability. If you have 4, you get to do the third ability, and so on. So, and the way it just flows with the game, it doesn't take long. It's a quick flowing game because you either going to go where you want to go or you go somewhere else if somebody gets there. Because if you go to somebody else, a spot that somebody else is there, you can still do the ability, but you have to pay a token to that person if you're going to go there. Little bit like Flamecraft, which I mentioned earlier. If you go somewhere and another person's there, you have to pay a resource to them. This one is money. You have to play one. I forgot what they named the money in this game, but you have to pay one money to this person, and that's worth quite a bit. Money lets you get more resources, do more abilities. But it's a game that eventually I want to get in my collection on that because it is beautiful. That's what caught my eye, the beauty of the cards.
Nice. My number 4, we're on 4, right?
Yes.
Is a 2013 game. It's Caverna the Cave Farmers. It's by Lookout Games, 1 to 7 players, 30 to 120 minutes to play. In Caverna the Cave Farmers, you have your own cave and farm. So you're trying to raise farm animals, you're trying to upgrade your cavern, and there's a lot of things that you can purchase and get out there. You can also create more people, but they have to have a place to stay. You can recruit animals, you can fence them in, you can let them free range, but you probably want them fenced in. If you don't have a pasture, you could put them one animal in your house. Could be a cow, could be a pig, it's whatever, right? So, but Caverna the Cave Farmers is a lot of fun. It is a little bit longer game than I usually play. It says 30 to 120 minutes, but you're more up into that 90, 60 to 90 minute play. But there's so many choices in Caverna the Cave Farmers. It's just a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. And I usually play the shorter version. I don't play the full version, so and even that one's a little long. So, but it's such a fun game. I enjoy it. And one of these days, I'm gonna play the longer version and do that. So, Caverna the Cave Farmers is my number 4.
My number 3, another game you introduced me to, is Architects of the West Kingdom.
This is your number
3.
3? Right.
3.
Right.
2018 game. Graphiles Games is publisher. 1 through 5 players. 60 to 80 minutes. And it's ranked 115 on BGG. It is a game where your resources really never run out unless you mismanage them. And you really have to mismanage them to have your resource run out. Because unlike other resources that you only have maybe 7 or 5 or 2, this you have a good handful of them. And you put out as many as you need at a location to get more resources of that one type. But you have to be careful because at any moment another player can come by and put all your little resources in jail.
Workers, not resources. Workers.
Thank you. Workers.
Yeah.
In jail.
I knew where you were going.
Yeah. You can't put resources in jail. You got to be workers. Yes. All your workers in the jail. Now you can get them back, but it's going to cost you a worker to
It'll cost you a turn.
Yes, a worker to go and get them. So, but you constantly have these workers go out. So you have enough to do what you want to do, but you have to be careful on how everybody else is playing the game to wisely use your workers. Yes, there are some places that I'm going to get all the gold. The gold is one of the precious ones that you really need to move up on the tracks. What is the chapel, right? It's called
there's a cathedral.
A cathedral. That you want to get toward the top because there's only so many slots. Soon as that slot is taken, nobody else can take it on there. And there's a track on the left, which I can't remember the name of that.
Honor track.
Honor track. And how you move on that honor, either up or down, depends what you can actually
Prestige, honor, whatever it's called.
You can actually can't do some stuff if you get too low, or you can't do some stuff as you get too high. But you want to stay in a range that it worth some points when you get there. So it's a great game if you believe that you don't have enough resources or enough workers to do something. This game will give you all the workers you need if you manage them correctly.
Yeah. When you said you get all the resources you need, and I was like, he means workers, but yes. I didn't want to correct you right then. I let you talk a little while. But
I'm workers.
Yeah, it's workers. You do get a bunch of them at the very beginning. I think you get like 13 or so workers.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a good one. All right, my number 3 is a game Lewis has already mentioned. It's a 2015 game called Viticulture, but it's the Essential Edition by Stonemaier Games. 1 to 6 players, 45 to 90 minutes to play. I enjoy Viticulture. Viticulture is one of the games that I really, really enjoy. Like Lewis said, you're going out, you have workers. You have to decide what seasons you're going to send your workers out in, because you don't get them back until the end of all the seasons. So you got to decide, am I going to do this season? Am I going to do this season, that season? So you have to be careful, because what you're planning on doing may get taken by someone else, and you won't get to do it that round. And then you have to kind of change your strategy. Well, should I just sell wine this turn? Should I whatever? But the good thing about it is your wine always ages every round, every spring, fall, whatever it is, and they age up so that you're able to fulfill orders easier with your wine aging. And how you make those wine is fun. You have to combine sometimes the white and the red to make a champagne or whatever it is that they're wanting. The game's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and I really enjoy it doing Viticulture World, making it cooperative, so my wife and I can play it cooperatively, even though we haven't beaten it, but it's still a lot of fun. There's multiple scenarios in there to play it cooperatively with, and I enjoy it. But Viticulture is my number 3, Essential Edition.
My number 2, which Kevin already mentioned it, is Everdell, a 2018 Starling Games, 1 to 4 players, 40 to 80 minutes, 38 on BGG. What else can I add other than the tree? The tree. Now if you want more in depth on Everdell, we do have a video out there of Everdell, our review of Everdell. Go check that one out. Go put a thumbs up if you like it too. But Everdell is the tree. I like it. The expansions fit with the main board. You don't have to have the expansions though. It runs a very smooth game, very straightforward game on there.
Well, I mean, Lewis, we're clicking along here pretty good. We're getting kind of close in here. Maybe our top ones will repeat each other.
Yes.
My number 2 is a 2020 game. It's called Lost Ruins of Arnak. It is by CGG Games, 1 to 4 players, 30 to 120 minutes. Lost Ruins of Arnak is a worker placement, exploration, beast killing, track going up game that just is, you can't seem to do it all. You can't do everything you want to do. It's a deck builder as well.
Yep.
So this game has everything that clicks my buttons. So Lost Ruins of Arnak is my number 2, and I just enjoy it so much. If you like a deck builder with worker placement, some exploration, some track manipulation, I think this game would be for you. Lost Ruins of Arnak, my number 2.
And on another crossover, number 1.
Sorry, Lewis.
No, that's fine.
Steal your thunder.
Yes. Number 1, Lost Ruins of Arnak. Everything you said is ranked on BGG number 29. But what I can add is, if you believe you cannot do everything you want with only 2 meeples, it is frustrating and it's keeping you away from this game.
I almost burned it up because I couldn't. Just
Look into the expansion. Well, it gives you explorers. The expansion, I see why they did it. You don't need the expansion at all to play this game. It is very well played without the expansions. But if you want, believe that 2 workers can be enough to do what you want, when they added the explorers to this game, they made it each explorer unique. So you can play all different explorers each time you play. But you have explorers that actually have another meeple. So you have 3 instead of 2. Or can bring a meeple back and reuse it. Or it lets you go and, is somebody already there? Somebody takes your spot and you needed that one resource, that tablet. Oh, guess what? My meeple can actually use that spot. You just landed, so I also get a tablet. So the expansion on Lost Ruins of Arnak makes the game more unique on that because of each explorer. So that's why Lost Ruins of Arnak is number 1 for me. Other than its ranked BGG at number 29, it would be my number 1, right close to Flamecraft because of the explorers and why it gives it unique.
Right. Well, if you feel like you haven't had enough turns in Lost Ruins of Arnak, you may be entitled to compensation. All right, so my number 1, Lewis. I like Lost Ruins of Arnak a lot. It's such a good game. But my number 1 has already been mentioned as well. It's a 2018 game. It's called The Architects of the West Kingdom by Garfield Games. 1 to 5 players, 60 to 80 minutes to play. Architects of the West Kingdom is such a fun game to play with a group of people. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't seem like it takes long with one, or if you're playing it by yourself or with 5 people.
No, it doesn't.
It seems like it just goes by quickly because the game has it's got a counter.
Yes.
Right? And so when you put all these meeples in, whether you build a card into your tableau or you build on the cathedral, you're putting a meeple down, and that is ticking the game down in time of when it's going to happen. I like the black market in this game to where you can go down there, and then once it's been triggered to reset, whoever's in prison and other things get penalties, which is great because you shouldn't be in prison. But it's a fun game. Taking the tax stand money is fun. Moving up the track on the side, the morality track or the honor track, whatever it's called, I like it. I like the cathedral track. The cards and the people that you get help you at certain places. Mm-hmm. So I really do enjoy Architects of the West Kingdom. That's why it's my number 1. And it will probably be in my top 100 as well when we do that. I do have Paladins and Viscounts of the West Kingdoms, but I haven't played them yet. So I was lucky enough to get all 3 of these games. I'm a little late to the show. I mean, they came out in 2018, 2019, maybe 2020. I don't know when all of them came out. But I'm late to the show. I know that. But I enjoy it. And Architects of the Kingdom is my number 1 for worker placement games.
Well, some of these older games, not the new one, older games, are actually ranking high on BGG.
They're classics.
Yeah, they're classic, and people enjoy them to bring them back to the table over and over again because they have a lot of replayability on there. Nothing wrong with the new games.
Sure.
A lot of new games bring in new ideas, new way of doing the components, but some of these older games can bring a lot of joy for folks that been playing them. And some of these new games make older games better.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the older games a lot because they just, I don't know, it seems like they put a lot of thought into them and they were well planned out. Some of the newer games that pop out, I'm wondering if they're play tested at all sometimes. But anyway, that's for another video.
Yes.
Games we think that never got play tested. We'll see if we can put one of them together. Louis, you got anything else to add?
Other than if you find one of these that we might have missed that you think should be on a work placement, or think that it shouldn't be on here, let us know. But be ready, because I did do my research on this. I actually played one last night that is actually work placement. Falling Skies.
Wait a minute. Falling Sky. That's that one at
Space Invaders.
Yeah.
It is actually work placement because you're using dice, just like Merchants of the
Dark
Road. If you pull something out and get it back to reuse it, it is a work placement or moving along. I believe. Okay, I believe.
He believes he can fly.
I can't fly.
Oh yeah, it's a sudden stop that hurts everyone.
Yes, it does.
Hey guys, I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the subscriptions or the subscribing you're doing. Not subscription. We're not a magazine, but we thank you for subscribing. Guys, if there's something you'd like to say about one of these games, please put it in a comment. If you got a worker placement game like Lewis said that you think we missed, drop it in there. We'd love to hear about it. And like I always say, get a board game to the table, spend time with your friends and your family. And thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game.